Yo, JD here, Terror Limitless, and as you can see today, we're at the United States of America for round number 18 of the F1 League Season 4, and before we get into the video proper, I need to explain two things. One, why we're in one-shot qualifying, and that is because in the original race, after original qualifying, there's extreme lag. Sinan got disqualified off the start, and there are about 8 lag incidents on lap 1, so we decided to restart. And secondly, why the camera angle is so crap for this race, and that's 100% my fault. But it doesn't really matter. All you can't see is the position indicator, which I'll be able to inform you throughout the race. So apologies for that. I'll make sure that is 100% fixed for Mexico. And as you can see, getting onto the qualifying lap now. So far, it's been pretty awful. We missed the apex of turn 1 by about 6 kilometers, and then we messed up the S's, as well as missing the apex for that hairpin there before this straight. But coming down the back straight now, when I was racing this, I could see at my steering wheel that I was currently in a battle for P2 or P3 with, I wasn't sure who it was, but after qualifying I worked out that it was Lion. Luke, the Silent Mole, was pretty much in a league of his own off to get pole. As you can see, we bottle that corner as well because we're crap at this game. But personally, from practice, this track was complete AIDS. My setup was complete AIDS, and in general, it's complete AIDS. I'm probably going to get about 8 corner cutting penalties throughout this race because I can't keep it on the track. And yeah, so coming towards the end of the lap now, as you can see, it's been pretty crap. And we've actually been beaten to second place on the grid by Grand Prix Lion. Silent Mole takes pole. We're in third. Lovely, great stuff. Qualifying complete. We'll get to see the results in a minute. There you go. As you can see, Silent Mode took pole, and Lion was second. He was like half a tenth ahead of me. Super Joshi in fourth, and Casey Legend in fifth with Sinan, and the rest pretty much going on the soft tyres to attempt the one-stop. So here we go, coming to the race now. We've got 4 lights, now we have 5 lights. No formation lap this week because of the restart. It's lights out and away we go. I've got a massive lag start. Casey Legend's gone past me. Super Joshi's gone past me. Sinan's going to go past me as well. So that's not ideal. Coming down into turn 1 now, Sinan's having a look up the inside. He's cut the corner and he's got the position. Not ideal. We've managed to keep ahead of Casey, though. There's been an incident behind us. But yeah, Sinan's got past us there, unfortunately. Not much we could really do. Joshi's also got past us. We've cut that corner and the S is there. And we've been very close to planting our nose in Sinan's gearbox. Very lucky to avoid that as we now come towards the end of Sector 1. There's a bit of lag going on up ahead with Lion, I believe. Luke Silent Mole's also got a bad start and has dropped behind Joshi, who's just made a mistake on the exit there. He's cut across the grass and he's lost loads of time, so we're going to have a look around the outside into the hairpin. Can we get this move done then? No, he's kept it up the inside. Bit of wheel-to-wheel contact, but that's all good as we head down the straight. We appear to have got the better exit, but we've dropped too far behind Sinan to get a decent slipstream, so Joshi will have a better slipstream now. He's going to have a look up the inside into the hairpin at the end of the straight. Can he get the move done? I think he might be able to, actually. He's braked much later than us. He's still there on the inside, so we're going to have to leave him room as we head into the second sector split now. Breaking down to second gear, leaving him the room on the outside, which we have done nicely there. We're squeezing him a bit towards the white line there as we head into this nasty double left-hander. Joshi's gone up the inside and has contacted exactly what happened with Lexport's one last season, and we've dropped behind CK, Sam and Casey there as he's pushed us off the track. Unfortunate incident that Joshi did admit that it was his fault after the race. Unfortunate for us as he's gone round the outside of CK there. Bit of lag clearly because he went in for a half spin when, as you could clearly see, there was no contact on my screen. Silent Mole sets the fastest lap of the race, which is somehow beaten by Lion. Not particularly sure how that works, but yeah. Skipping to lap 3 now. Not much has happened. We've just been working to catch back up to the rest of the field after our little lap 1 incident. Joshi's actually just disconnected from the race, so that's unfortunate for him. And we're now heading down towards the S section behind Sam, hopefully trying to get a DRS move on him as we come through there. But no, we've lost the car there. Not particularly sure what happened, just the car suddenly snapped as we head through the S's, and we've now got Schilling closing up on us rapidly as we try to recover it back on the track. So yeah, really weird one, that one. So suddenly coming through the S's, as soon as I touch the brake, the back end just like, nah mate, I'm not going to stick, and I've blown up everywhere and lost about 2 or 3 seconds there. But now we're under pressure from Schilling, and we need to make sure that we keep him behind because we don't want to be wasting time battling with him, to be honest, because he's obviously on a different strategy to us. Like most of the field, to be honest, there were very few people who actually went for the super soft and qualifying strategy, which as you'll see later will turn out to be a bad call. Anyway, we've got Schilling having a look around the outside of us, into this left-hander at the end of the straight. We've held the position nicely there, but he's got a decent exit, but we should be fine as we go defensive into here. We've got Josh's AI car ahead, but I don't think we'll have any issues with that as we head towards the double left-hander again. This time not bottling it for once, and we're now going to head through this reverse turn 8 style corner. Obviously he's on like master AI or something, so he's not particularly quick, and we're going to fly past him there around the outside. So yeah, Schelling has also got through, but hopefully we can clear him, and indeed we did. So skipping on to lap 6 now, we've caught up to Sam and Grumpy Lion, who's also disconnected, so clearly the connections in general just weren't very good on the day that we were doing this race. Lion did manage to rejoin later, but he lost a great amount of time because he was fighting for the lead. We're going to go through him now, as well as hopefully stealing a bit of DRS, but I don't think we'll be close enough to get past Sam, even with the DRS. But yep, up into what is now P4, yep, P4, no, P5, as we head towards the end of lap 6 now. We've got a warning, and that's a penalty because we're a cheat. So as predicted, we're going to get at least 2 penalties in this race, because I doubt I'll be able to do the remaining laps without getting another warning. But yeah, skipping on to lap number 7 now, we're trying to close down Sam for P number 4, and we've lost the back end there once again through the S's. This time I managed to catch it, but just showing how unstable this setup was and that it really wasn't fun to drive. We're skipping to the end of lap 7. We're going to come into the pit lane because these super soft tyres aren't working very well anymore. So heading into the pit lane now, and we're going to have a look at what penalties everyone's got. For some reason I unpaused it there, but we're going to go back onto the pause menu now. And Sinan, who's currently leading, has got warningsgalore.com/warnings. He's also got 1 penalty. Casey Legend, of course, no warnings. Sam, no warnings. Grumpy Lion, no warnings. Shilling's got about 3 penalties, and I've got 1 penalty. So yeah, exiting the pit lane now. Reasonable stop from the Haas boys, and we're now out into what I believe is P7. We're quite out of sync with most of the field, unfortunately, but skipping later onto that lap, unfortunately my controller had turned off, but for the party chat, so I was trying to turn it back on as we come to the end of this straight, and as you can see, that sort of happens, and I get a message up, and I go off track, and I get a really legit warning for corner cutting. But yeah, so that does mean at the end of the race, if I can get that warning potentially removed if it comes down to it. We'll have to wait and see. Anyway, skipping on to lap 9, Casey Legends has now exited the pit lane after going for a 1-lap overcut, which clearly hasn't worked because we've gained time on him despite having a little excursion at the end of the straight. So what we need to try and do is keep up with him, and as you can see, skipping past the S section onto the DRS straight, that's exactly what we've done, and we'll be hoping to get the move done with the DRS and make our way up into P6, which hopefully we can do with ease now, getting on the DRS. I believe Lion will be coming in the pits at the end of this lap, so this will be an effective P5. Braking late. Can we go inside? Yes, we can, but we cut the corner, so we're going to have to give him the position back there. That's quite annoying, to be honest, because I didn't really want to waste time passing Casey. I wanted to try and make a gap so we could negate the penalty disadvantage. Skipping on to lap 10 now, heading through here, and we've cut that corner, and that's a penalty as well. But do remember that, obviously, due to the stupid warnings, we also set a purple first sector. I wonder why. Due to the stupid warning that we received, that if we don't get any more warnings for the rest of the race, that penalty can be removed. Anyway, heading on to lap number 11 now. We've spent quite a lot of time behind him, and I really want to get past him now so we can get up into the top 5 once again. There's a bit of lag going on. Casey's connection isn't one of the best, to be honest, so we're going to try and go up the inside of him now as we head towards the end of the straight. Can we get it stopped this time? This time we don't corner cut, and we're up into P5. So that's lovely. Skipping on to lap 13, we've got a bit of a gap to Casey as Sinan's coming out the pits. We've jumped him, but obviously he's only doing a 1 stop today, whereas we've still got 1 more to go. But we will be on the super soft, whereas he'll be on worn mediums. But to be honest, my pace on the soft tyres was absolute. It was disgraceful. I was so slow. I was literally parking the bus for the whole stint against Sinan. But yeah, we've now got Schilling ahead, and he's trying to do an interesting strategy. He's still out on the set of softs that he started on, and whatever 1 stop he was attempting, it's not going to work. Hopefully we can just boss him around the outside of turn 1. Can we do that? No, he's managed to hold it, but we should have better traction on the much fresher tyres, as you can see now, holding that very nicely. And we're back up into P2 due to everyone's pit stop, but obviously this isn't net P2. Now skipping on to lap 18, and we've got another penalty. Brilliant, but obviously, as mentioned earlier, if we don't cut any more corners in the remaining 10 laps, we can get that removed. So lap 19, we had awful pace, and we basically ruined Sinan's race in that stint, so apologies Sinan for that. But yeah, coming into the end of the pit, great words, coming into the pit lane from what was position 2. Sinan's got about 4 penalties at this point, and we've only got 3, which is effectively 2. So yeah, if we can close people down enough, we might have a shout if penalties do come into it. But yeah, super soft tyres now for the remaining 9 laps, and we'll see what we can do. We're down into P5 at this stage, and we need to see what we can do about that. So skipping towards the end of lap 21, Silent Moles gets the fastest lap of the race on his fresh super sauce. We're on an absolute banger actually, so we might actually be able to beat that as we head round the final corner now. Straightening up the car, getting on the power, and yeah, fastest lap of the race for us. Lovely. And yeah, so Casey Legend's also in the pits at the end of that lap, so we're now up into P4 with Sam, Sinan and Luke ahead of us. End of the next lap, we are unable to improve on our personal best, unfortunately, but Casey Legend does go faster, so his pace is also good, which is annoying because he still has no penalties, so we really need to make sure that we get a big gap to him of at least 6 seconds. So that's working out quite well, but on lap 26 we've been doing so well, but we've got a warning there, which means we cannot get that third penalty removed, which is going to really hinder us. Anyway, skipping later on, we were unable to challenge Sam through the DRS, but as we come into the third sector now, his tyres are starting to fall off. He's made a mistake into the double left. We're going to chuck it up the inside, but I don't think we'll be able to hang it around the outside of this fast, long right hand down. We are unable to do so, indeed, as we head down towards the penultimate corner. But what we need to do is pass Sam and hope his tyres die, and he has a massive battle with Casey, so we can get the gap we need. I know Sam does have 1 penalty as he's just cut that corner there, so that's probably a warning. So it would be possible for us maybe to gap him 6 seconds if his tyres do die. Anyway, lap 27 now, we're going to head up the inside into the first corner. Can we get it stopped? Yes, we can. We're going to squeeze him out on exit, and that is move done. So now we need to bolt and hope Sam's tyres die. But unfortunately, because we're crap at this game, we have been unsuccessful in that as we skip to the DRS straight. Despite Sam being on much older mediums and being in our dirty air, he is still close enough to have a shout of a move into the hairpin at the end of this straight. So getting on the DRS now, we're going to go defensive, but he's got some OP slipstream. He's going to go around our outside, so we're going to have to be later on the brakes than him. Can we get the move done up the inside? He's holding it around the outside. We're going to shut the door on him. We're not having any of that, and we're up into P3. And that was that. Sam's tyres did die and Casey Legend got past him, but the gap was not sufficient, and our 9-second penalty is really going to cost us now as we go home for what is P3, but what unfortunately turned out to be P5. Silent Mole took the win, even though he had 6 seconds of penalties as well. Casey Legend, GG to him, no penalties throughout the race, comes home in 2nd place. Sinan had 12 seconds of penalties and therefore lost out from 2nd to 3rd. Sam only had 1 penalty and I had my 3 there, so not the greatest of races from myself. I should have had 2nd really if I'd kept it clean, but yeah, whatever, I'll take it. After this race, Cupid announced that he was coming back to the league anyway, so the championship that I was sort of in was basically over anyway. So yeah, that was not an ideal race for us. Lion managed to come home in 6th behind us, setting the fastest lap as well. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this race. It wasn't the greatest for me, as I said, but Mexico, I can confirm, is much more exciting and very controversial as well. So be sure to join me then, guys. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.